Nah, mate, it's not that kind of NABERS. It's actually an Australian national rating system for measuring the environmental performance of buildings. Its purpose is to reduce the performance gap from the design to the actual energy use. It has a 6-star rating scheme, with 5 and 6 stars representing market-leading performance. Quite simply, NABERS provides the steps you need to understand how to improve the energy efficiency of your buildings. Let's have a look at a little of the history of NABERS through this timeline. A building greenhouse rating system was introduced in Australia in 1998, becoming a national scheme in the year 2000. It was christened NABERS in 2005. It became mandatory in Australia for all buildings over 2,000 square metres, and a little later for all buildings over 1,000 square metres. Data centres were added to the scheme in 2013, and the scope was expanded to further building types later in the decade. NABERS also introduced a carbon neutral rating in 2018. NABERS UK was established for use in offices in 2020 and officially launched the following year. It's administered by the UK's BRE. In 2021 and 2022, the scheme in Australia was further expanded to cover retirement living, warehouses and cold stores. So what's the difference between this and an EPC, a DEC or TM54? In the UK, an EPC is a theoretical calculation which looks at model energy consumption for regulated energy, such as the energy used for hot water, fixed lighting, ventilation and cooling. TM54 is a CIBSE methodology, which is again a theoretical calculation but makes assumptions about the use of energy in the building. For example, the occupancy, consumption patterns and the way controls will be used. DECs are probably closest to the NABERS scheme, but are mandatory for some public buildings only, and are a declaration of how much energy a building is using. It doesn't have a star rating or benchmarks against other buildings, so it's more limited in scope than NABERS. Other green building certifications like BREEAM and LEED have a much broader sustainability remit than NABERS in the UK, which will just address energy, although the Australian schemes are starting to include modules on water and waste. BREEAM, LEED and other similar green building certifications are also much more focused on design and construction than the operational energy performance of buildings. There are 2 NABERS schemes in the UK, Design for Performance and Energy. Design for Performance is the process whereby a developer or owner commits to design, build and commission a new office development or major refurbishment to achieve a specific NABERS energy rating. The UK has a design for compliance culture which has led to the well-known performance gap that exists between original design intent and how a building truly performs in use. Energy for Offices measures the energy efficiency of an operational office building based on metered data and rates its performance. Offices can be rated in 3 ways: base building, tenancy and whole building ratings. The energy rating works by comparing the energy consumption of a building against a set of benchmarks. These benchmarks have been developed using actual performance data from offices in the UK to set the median, and the rating considers both location and occupancy. It's important to note only a qualified assessor can undertake the assessment. It also requires a physical inspection, which is different to some other similar assessments. The physical inspection checks things like the layout, servicing and features of the defined space, reviews documentation and confirms energy supplies and distribution. Design for Performance is the process whereby a developer or owner commits to design, build and commission a new office development or major refurbishment to achieve a specific NABERS energy rating. A license to promote the rating is granted on completion. NABERS Energy measures the efficiency of an office building and rates its performance by comparing the energy consumption against benchmarked real-world data. It requires 12 months of performance management and is achievable through this 6-step process. If you've enjoyed this short video explainer about NABERS, please take a moment to like and subscribe, check out some of our other published videos, or leave a comment to tell us what you think or request other topics to cover.